Alright guys, I'm going to give you an overview of what the basement looks like. I told you in my home decor tour how the basement was an absolute disaster, and I was not joking. These are all totes from upstairs, the upstairs decor. They just need to be put back in the closet. And then we've got more totes here. Let me turn some lights on. So here's the family room. Absolute disaster. Oh my word. I'm not going to video myself trying to get this thing back to order. It's overwhelming to me right now. And so I think the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get all of the decor from upstairs, these totes here, back in the closet. I like to put them in the closet, like the earliest stuff to the front. Like I'm going to have my spring stuff the very, very front, and then my fall, and then my Christmas after that. So that this as the seasons go by and the holidays go by this year, I won't have to search and search and search for the correct totes. So let me get this stuff put in the closet, and then I'll bring you back and give you an update. All right, here's what we're looking at. Got a lot of those totes put away. I couldn't get them all put back yet because, let me show you. That is the box for my tree in the family room. And I can't put anything on top of there or in front of there until I get that tree taken down. So, maybe that's what I'll do, is get the tree taken down first before I try to do anything else. Yeah, let me do that. This is what it's looking like. I'll plug the lights in as I undecorate it, just because I think it looks prettier that way. I'm sad I didn't get to enjoy this tree as much as I would have liked. So more than likely I will probably do the cardinal theme again next year, because I just really liked it. I've got to figure out a way that I can start spending more time down here. It's just the fact that the dogs and everything, I don't really want Percy down here all the time because he gets into too much mischief. But anyway, let me get this tree taken down, and then I'll bring you back for another update. All right, here is an update. I'm thinking maybe 1 or 2 more years and I'm going to replace this tree too, because look at this. We didn't have any shedding off of our new tree upstairs, and this is crazy. You can see all the way into the closet. This is what the closet's looking like so far. Pretty much all the decor's back in there except for these 2 totes of wreaths, fall wreaths, and my vintage room stuff. Of course, that tree's going to stay up. I think I'm going to leave all of my lying down deer up. I will put all the candles and stuff away. Vintage room's not happening today. I will get this room done a different day. But I basically have 2 totes and 2 wreath totes to fit back in there. Except for, what is this? Oh, this is just everyday decor. And that is spring. Those are just 2 small spring totes. And these, it was able to empty 4 totes and get rid of 4 totes worth of stuff. Because this stuff I will use to decorate down here. And then I will have 4 empty totes, which is amazing. I still have to somehow figure out a place to put all my blankets. I need to go through them again, make another donation to the vet. And then I want to get all this stuff that's back here organized because it's a mess. I'm going to need Scott's help for that because some of this stuff is pretty heavy. And I don't know how much of this will get done today, but I want to get the floor vacuumed and I want to get my other quilt hung back up and the chair put back in place. So I'll bring you back when all of that is done. Okay, so I've got that back. This is not the way it's going to be. I've got all those blankets I need to go through, but this is kind of the way the furniture is going to be. I got all of this organized back here. These are totes full of oats and wheat berries, and I want to start. I've got a grinding mill, and I want to start grinding my wheat berries and my oats up into flour and start using them. So I had to get these around to where I could actually see them and and reach them and get into them. So Scott had to help me with that because that was very heavy. But anyway, it's still a mess. It's not decorated at all. But that is all I am going to get done today. Well, hello friends. It has been several days since those first clips that you saw. And I've pretty much got the family room completely done. I haven't done a thing in the vintage room. So that's what we're going to be working on today. We came through that storm, that winter storm over the weekend really well. I mean, we've got, I don't know, maybe 6 inches of snow. It was nothing major. And of course it got super cold, but it's been really cold. So for us, it didn't really affect us too much. Olivia did miss a few days of school. She is finally back to school today. Today is Wednesday. So yeah, I hope everyone else fared well. I know parts of Mississippi in particular, I've heard a lot about, were devastated by the ice storms. And I just feel for you guys, and I pray that your power comes back on soon and that it warms up for you, because I know you're not used to the cold. It's supposed to be really cold this week, and I'm not sure about next week, whether it's going to start warming up. I don't know. It's January. It's to be expected. But because, oh, and another big thing is this week I have absolutely no errands, no appointments, nothing. It's a complete week of I don't have to go anywhere except to take Olivia to school. She didn't have school Monday or Tuesday, so it's actually been a very relaxing time for me, but a boring video. There's not a lot happening. There's not a lot going on. So I'm glad I had that recipe, the dessert of the month video for you guys for today, for Wednesday. And then you'll have this vlog for Friday. And hopefully I can make it interesting for you. And it's not just a bunch of cleaning and undecorating. But honestly, there's just like nothing happening. I'm not going to town. I'm not doing any thrifting. It's too cold to do anything outside. There's really nothing going on. So I'm hoping I can make this video as entertaining as possible, considering the circumstances. So anyway, like I said, I still have my vintage room to take care of. I want to get that done today. I think that was just a loud airplane, but the dogs didn't like that sound. But anyway, yeah, I'm just going to be working in the vintage room, and we're going to try to get all of the Christmas stuff completely done and put away. It's time. It's nearly February.
So I've just been really taking my time with it. I've been going through everything and decluttering and yeah, trying to narrow stuff down and make my storage closet a little bit easier to manage. So anyway, let's go ahead and head downstairs and I'll show you what I got done, the completely finished family room, and then we'll get started on the vintage room.
All right, so this is how my family room turned out. I decided to use this basket ladder downstairs. Where I had it upstairs, it just kind of was in the way, and I always was worried that the dogs or one of the guys was going to knock into it and knock it over. And I thought it needed a little bit more, I don't know, needed something down here. So, yeah, so that's where I've put it. I decided I really want to decorate my family room with mostly like chickens. Mostly chicken things. I've got a lot of chicken things upstairs, but I also have a lot downstairs. So, yeah. So I've got chickens and a chicken in there and a chicken sign. And another little chicken and another chicken sign. And then over here I've got a couple of chickens. Sorry about the shadows. Let me turn this lamp on. Might help with the shadows, I don't know. There. And then I also have blue jay figurines, several of them. And now that one is kind of fall-like. Sorry about the glare. But the rest of them are very spring-like. But actually, I am seeing all kinds of blue jays outside now. So I think blue jays are more of a winter bird, or they, at least in our area, they're here all the time. I cleaned out this hutch and rearranged it, reorganized it, got rid of some things, and put some of my chicken baskets and chicken and duck baskets in there. I wanted to clear off my bookshelf because it was looking way too crowded and cluttered. So a lot of this stuff was from my bookshelves. I decided to put in there. And then over here, I've got my rooster pillows. And then I've got another chicken there. Got chicken coasters. I've got a chicken wax melt burner, but I don't have this going very often, only when I'm down here. I just don't like leaving it going when no one's downstairs. So there's that. And then over here, I really like this arrangement with the mirror behind it. I think it looks really pretty. And then up here, I've got a couple more blue jay figurines. I also decided to use my blue and white dishes in here. As you can see, got that. And then in this centerpiece, I put this spring-looking table. I don't know, it's not really a table runner. I'm not really sure what size table this would fit, but it looks good on this huge coffee table. And I got this thrifting, and it's very springy. So anyway, there's my family room. I've got these chickens here. Got this chicken here. Up here's where I keep my planter, my little miniature planter collection. Up there. And then there's the closet. And here's the vintage room. I put these Precious Moments figurines were in my hutch in the family room, and I debated about getting rid of them, and then as I was pulling them out, I'm like, you know, they are so cute. I still really do like them, although I don't collect them anymore. So I decided to just put them on this. This used to be a microwave cart, but I put it on this little stand here. And as you see, I do still have a bunch of Christmas stuff out. And this is what the vintage room is looking like. So I'm going to go ahead and get my tripod set up, and we are going to start getting the rest of the Christmas stuff put away and get this vintage room whipped into shape. All right, I've got the apron changed on Murtis, and this little see-through one came as a free gift when I ordered the Christmas one off of Etsy. And from what I understand, back in the day, they would wear aprons all the time. They would wear them in the kitchen, and the ones that they, didn't care if they got dirty, the ones that were actually like utilitarian, they would use when they're in the kitchen cooking. And then when their guests would come over, they would switch into this really beautiful apron that you could see the dress that she's wearing under it. And it was just for show. They never actually like cooked with these super see-through fancy aprons on. And it makes sense because these really wouldn't protect your clothes either. They're just for show. And so anyway, I'm going to leave that up through probably till summertime. It's kind of Valentine-y, kind of springy, and I think it's really pretty. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get my totes organized, and I'm going to start getting all my angels put into totes. Now it is time to get all of my candles put away. Like I said, I'm going to leave my deer up here, except for maybe a couple that are like really, really Christmassy, but my other ones I'm going to leave up. All right. This one is done. I moved all my deer onto 2 shelves. I took that faux vintage blow mold and put it away, and then that mug that looks like a deer, put that away because it's just a little too Christmassy. The rest of these are going to stay. I've got my cast iron toys down here, as well as a couple of other little carts, vintage carts. And then on this shelf is just some mementos from my mother and from when Travis was a little guy. So this is done. Now over here I am going to get this all put back with my Winnie the Pooh stuff. When I get that all put together the way I want it, I'll bring you back and show you what it looks like. All right, here's my Winnie the Pooh. This is a little nursery lamp. I don't have a bulb in it right now, or else I'd have it turned on. But I've got these few little tchotchkes that I've collected. My Winnie the Pooh mug back there. And then all of these, I believe, were when Travis was a baby, because he loved Winnie the Pooh. Those were all his toys, as well as that Tigger. And then I bought this. This is the classic Pooh. I got this thrifting. I got that for Mother's Day, I think. Travis got me that. And then these are the ones that Olivia has created. And Eeyore was the first one she made for me, and you can definitely tell the progression of how good she got, especially like in the eyes. Like these eyes she created just with yarn. And then she made me the owl, and she made the eyes with felt. And then this is the Kanga and Roo that she made me, and she made those with actually doll eyes. Yeah, I think that's all the Winnie the Pooh stuff. I got that little Tigger mug, thrifting, and then I bought this 100 Acre Wood picture off of a website. I can't remember the name of it, but there's my Pooh display. So glad it's back where it was. Like I said, I still need, who do I need? I need Christopher Robin. And then if Olivia is going to make me, like crochet me one, she still needs to crochet me a Winnie the Pooh, a Christopher Robin, and a Tigger. But I've got all of the characters except for Christopher Robin through different, collecting them over time, buying them at thrift stores, and getting them as gifts. So there's that. I'm leaving my aluminum Christmas tree up again this year. That worked out so well for me. And then I've got my vintage toys under the tree. I already showed you this shelf. This is my quilt rack. That's just some stuff I need to put in my office. And then I decided to leave this vintage tree up all year round too. This was my mother's, and yeah, I just want to be able to enjoy it, so I'm going to leave it up all year. This little rack thing is pretty well straightened up. I just have to clean this part up down here a little bit. I need to get the Christmas stuff off of there and get all this stuff put away, but that's, something simple. I can do that real quick in a few minutes. There, I got that cleaned up. Took me 2 minutes just to pull all the Christmas stuff off of there, and I put that little painting that Olivia did in there. So my little mouse village, they have some artwork in their home. And then in here, these are the empty totes. I was able to empty out 2 totes. I got rid of enough stuff for 2 totes. Isn't that amazing? I was really hoping for more than that, but just didn't work out. It's really hard for me to get rid of my Christmas stuff. And if I love it and I use it, I don't want to get rid of it. But this over here is a bunch of donation stuff. I need to get it boxed up neatly and taken to the Goodwill or the Salvation Army or somewhere to donate. So I just stuck it in here out of the way for now. Oh, and lest I forget to show you, here's my closet. Now I know it still looks like a mess, but trust me, it's pretty organized, and it's not a whole lot less cluttered, to be honest. But yeah, I got rid of 2 totes. I can still hang on to that and be proud of that fact. It feels really good to get this job done. It really does. And Christmas is officially put away. All right, friends, this is where I'm going to go ahead and end this video for today. As you can see, we did have a beautiful blue sky day on this day, and we had quite a bit of snow. The roads were passable, not bad, a little bit slippery, but you know, I've got a four-wheel drive, so it's no big deal. And I just thought the snow looked really beautiful with the sun beating down on it. You can't really tell by this how really cold it is, but boy, when you're walking through that snow and it's crunching, crunching and squeaking, it's cold. All right, friends, I hope you enjoyed this video. I know it was kind of a slower paced video, but what do you do when you're home and you're doing nothing? And actually, I'm getting kind of bored and I'm ready to get out and do some things. But anyway, friends, if you've enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to leave a comment in the comment section below. And we will see you all again next week with a brand new video. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Bye-bye, friends.